If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
All right, so right now you would think that the State of the Union address would be the top trending topic because there was a lot of news coverage about it, but it's not. However, a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people saying it was a fiery speech by President Biden. A lot of people say he did horrible. Even Jake Tapper on CNN said, I've never seen a State of the Union where the sitting president talks about his opponent more.
Well, yeah, it's a campaign speech.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not supposed to be.
Right.
But that's what it's become.
Yeah. When Joe Biden saw Marjorie Taylor Greene dressed in her MAGA gear, his reaction was hysterical. He went, "Whoa!" She was decked out. But it was, it's a circus. And that's, I think it's what it's meant to be.
It's a shame that it's a circus, but it is. It's a circus all the way around.
It's a shame that it's even a thing. It's not even supposed to be a thing. It's supposed to be a letter that the president sends to Congress that says, here's what's going on in my department. Here's the State of the Union in my office. Sends it over, they read it, they talk about it, they whatever. It was never supposed to be a big stump speech and a big production and, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So it was definitely covered widely on the news. Yeah. But that's not the top trending.
I'm sorry. The first thing that I saw when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, my God. Lincoln Riley, the college coach, has died? Because, people were putting R.I.P. Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
And then in the next few down, I saw that instead of Laken Riley, that Biden pronounced it Lincoln Riley.
Certainly sounded that way.
Yeah. She was the one that was murdered allegedly by an illegal alien in Georgia when she was jogging at college.
Yeah, and he called it an illegal. And I know Nancy Pelosi was very upset about that. Shouldn't have called him illegal. Yeah. Right now, the top trending topic, Akira Toriyama. Now, I had to do some research about who that is and why they are the top trending topic. It's because he is the creator of Dragon Ball.
That's correct.
Okay, I want to choose my words very carefully, just to not.
You do not want the ire of this community coming at you.
I don't think so. I don't know much about him, but I feel like it's a passionate. He's the top trending topic. Yeah. A lot of people very upset that the creator of Dragon Ball, which is an anime series.
Arguably the biggest anime series.
But why is he trending?
Oh, really?
Because he died.
He just died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he died at the age of 68. So this is the biggest one. This is the big one.
I think it's the biggest one ever. I'm not a big fan of it. I've only watched like a couple episodes, but it's probably the biggest one for.
Okay.
How does every Asian restaurant in America not have Dragon Balls on the menu?
Dragon Balls.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's like little meatballs or something. They call them Dragon Balls.
Makes perfect sense. And right below that, Ariana Grande is trending. Her new album is out today. It's called Eternal Sunshine. And I quickly, Rolling Stone has called it a instant classic, a masterpiece. So this morning I was excited. I'm like, I got to check this out because that first single did nothing for me.
Yeah.
So I quickly browsed through it, and it's, I'll take your word for it.
You don't agree is what I'm hearing.
I like Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
But I tend to listen to their opinion. If they say the music is good, I'll at least, you called it an instant classic?
Yeah.
I have high hopes for it. So, but people seem to think it's amazing. So I just got to give it a more thorough listen when I get home.
You just don't get it on the first listen. You've got to listen more than once to get it.
Maybe.
It's one of those.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It'll grow on me. And then I believe today is International Women's Day, and that's why it is one of the top trending topics as well. So those are a few things that are now trending.
You can hit. There's no time for a tease.
Oh, okay.
Missed part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
All guests of the Ace and TJ show stay at the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. Beautiful rooms, incredible dining options.
Book your room by calling 980-299-7123. It's the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Make sure you're checking out the new podcasts that we have. Ace and Friends goes up at 3 Eastern every afternoon. TJ's podcast at 10 every morning, 10 Eastern. Get that. Get them both. Get them all. Do whatever you can. Keep us in your pocket and in your ear all the time on your device. Okay. Sometimes mother-daughter closeness, especially when the daughter is an adult, is just almost like it can get into a point where it's not healthy, especially when they're keeping secrets from the dad and things like that. You know, women and their daughters do that kind of thing. Well, there's a woman on Reddit who says that her mom is miserable being married to her dad. Her dad is just a curmudgeon and doesn't treat her mom right, and there aren't any affections going on between them. So for Mother's Day, she wants to sign her mom up for one of these apps where you hook up with people and have an affair. Now,
What?
I love this idea. I absolutely love it. Because I don't think there's any way that that's true. I think she's trolling. She's messing with people, which I respect. As a troller myself, I think that's a good one. But if she's not, how is that the answer to helping her mom and dad fix their marriage? Because that's what she said. I've seen all of these things where people will say, the affair helped my marriage. We became closer after the affair. And, you know, it's the same crowd that says, we hate each other, we're not getting along, but if we have a baby, it'll bring us closer together,
Right.
You know.
Although I can see that if you do the work, do a lot of therapy work, maybe you learn to communicate and understand each other better and their needs and all that. I can see that. This is a horrible idea, though.
Now, worse that the daughter is wanting to do this, or worse if the mom is open to it?
I think it's worse that the mom is open to it.
Yeah, you would
I'm
think
gonna
that
go
the
with the
mom
mom.
should say, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, worse than the mom, because ultimately the mom is the one taking the more extreme step.
Yeah, the daughter's new age thinking.
Yeah, which is stupid. Again, if it's true, which I don't think it is. But I think no matter the situation, whether your mom is married to your dad still or a stepdad, or whether she's as single as she can be, an offspring just trying to find no strings attached relations for their parent is trashy.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't care what's going on.
You should not be involved in that.
No more than most women would think it's cool if a grown son went and got his old lonely dad a prostitute. I mean, and I don't care who you are, how much money you've got, or how sophisticated you think you are. If you're getting a prostitute for a parent, then you're trashy. There's no way around that.
I totally agree.
You need to be more open-minded, TJ.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do. I need to be more open-minded. All right, a groom is getting groom shamed for something that he did at his wedding. We'll tell you what it is next.
Live in the morning and anytime you want it as a podcast. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Attention Charlotte, treat yourself to a delicious meal that's made with fresh, seasonal ingredients and ready in just 20 minutes. Enjoy a fine dining experience without ever leaving your home. Head over to tableandtwine.com.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
Something very out of the ordinary happened. And it's on social medias and all over the internets now. 2 young people got married. I mean, had a wedding and everything.
A real wedding.
They actually got married. And they are making the groom out to be some sort of a bad guy. People making fun of him all over the world. All he did was wear Crocs with his tuxedo.
Oh, come on.
That's all he did. And now they're just groom shaming him all over the place.
If you don't want to make him, if he doesn't want to be comfortable on the most important day of her life, she don't be with him.
What?
If she's not
Good
okay with him
sentence,
being
Rob. Real good
comfortable-
sentence you put together there.
Sorry, if she's not comfortable with him being comfortable on the biggest day of their lives, then just get rid of her.
How many monsters have you had today?
Yeah,
None. I haven't had an energy drink in 2 weeks almost. I'm sorry.
But here's the thing. They're not just old raggedy Crocs that, that he's wearing to look silly. They're brand new black Crocs. He's wearing a designer tuxedo. He's dressed, in a great way, all the way down to those Crocs. And he's wearing black socks, and the black Crocs kind of blend with what he's wearing. Otherwise, he's very fashionable and dressed, in a sophisticated way, which is another oddity with someone under 40 to be dressed neatly, and care about their appearance. His tuxedo is even pressed. Yeah. And he's a millennial. Can you believe that? But I don't have a problem with this. They're not trashy looking Crocs. They don't have gibbets all over them. No. Is that what they're called? Gibbets?
Yeah, it's not a huge. It's not a huge deal, but I would prefer you decide on this most important day to treat it with the utmost class and respect.
But again, he's young, Brother Ace, and as somebody who was young and in a wedding one time, I understand making bad decisions.
I get it
on your fashion, because I wore that cartoon vest with my tuxedo, and I'm gonna tell you. Normally, I would say, you don't wear Crocs to a wedding. But looking at the pictures of this guy, his black Crocs and black socks with his black tuxedo, look way, way more sophisticated than my cartoon vest did. So this is clearly...
He's got you by one there.
It's clearly a case of, at least he's not as bad as I was.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm thinking maybe it's even just like an inside joke with him and the bride. Or he got a broke toe.
Oh, yeah. It could be that.
He can have a broken toe.
Either way,
see?
He looks classier than your cartoon vest.
Yes. So we all make mistakes. You got to be a little bit understanding about things sometimes and not so quick to judge. That's my motto.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ Show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
It is. That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
As winter packs its bags and spring settles in, the flowers, they are blooming. And at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress, the deals are booming.
You write poetry?
Does one ask a fish if it swims, or a bird if it flies? It was a long winter.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, with up to $1,500 in free furniture with the purchase of a mattress sleep system. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
Today, on the TJ's podcast, which will be posted up at 10 Eastern in the morning, we have our very first segment that will be a regular feature called TJ's People. And that's just where I bring somebody in whom I find to be interesting or I have a personal relationship with. You know, everybody is on, is fair game for that, except for my wife, Jody. She's not allowed to be on TJ's podcast.
She's got a spot.
She's
got a spot.
Got enough, and I'm not oversaturating things with her big old teeth up in people's face all the time. She's the only one so far banned from being on TJ's podcast.
I love that. You should ban somebody every day. Like your daily ban.
Every day
like
is a lot.
Yeah. Well, please. He's got,
Yeah, I've banned like regular listeners for complaining before.
Sure.
For years, I've done that. And I said, okay, well, you're banned. You can't listen anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
For complaining.
There's so many options.
I know. But so my friend Glenn is going to be on today, and he's nervous because I don't think he's grasped the concept of just coming in here and talking. He doesn't have to have any like material ready or any kind of thing like that.
No, don't bring material.
Don't bring material. You don't need all that. You don't need. Because he's so funny. He's like one of the funniest people I've ever been around.
Yeah. You're going to ruin it with material.
But the problem is that he's funny, and he knows how to analyze funny. He's not funny for a living.
Right.
But he knows what makes things funny and when things are written well and all of that kind of stuff. So instead of just being funny, he has to. I guess he's worked himself up a little bit, and he's thinking, okay, what stories could I have that happened, and all of that kind of stuff. And I told him like 10 times already, you don't come in here with any kind of plan. It's just like if we were sitting at a bar drinking. Yeah. Just hanging out, having some beers. That's it.
He's got stories he's printed out off the internet with notes.
Yeah, I love that.
Don't overthink this.
Is this thing on? Is this on? So
I understand the nervousness. Like you'd like, I want to bring something great.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you got to tell people don't work on the material. I love that.
We told some of the best comedians in the world not to do that.
Yeah.
They come in, start wanting to go through their act, and I think we're the only radio people in the history of morning radio, Ace, that doesn't require comedians to do their act on the air. That's a rule in morning radio. If they won't do their act, then don't let them on.
It's not fun.
You're like, get out of here with that. We don't want them doing their act. Sit there and just listen to a bunch of one-liners. And we want to know them as peoples. See, that's the problem. Other morning radio shows and all don't care about entertainers as people. We does. That's why we're the best morning radio show that has ever been on the radio in the history of world. We're legends. Ask anybody. They'll tell you. Even though our bank account doesn't show that, we know that. It doesn't show that, but we know it. All right. There you go. Don't miss the thing today. See if Glenn bombs.
TJ's podcast, 10 Eastern. We can review next.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime. Thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics.
Bradham Brothers offers heating, air, and electrical installation and service that you can trust. Their family business has served thousands of customers with honesty and a smile for over 50 years. Go to BradhamBrothers.com to schedule service or a free estimate today.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
And this is our most special time of the week. We come together for the week that was pop culture, the week that was the Ace and TJ show, all reviewed for us in song, thanks to Riggins. By the way, this is all sponsored by the Hyatt Centric South Park. Beautiful hotel, South Park, Charlotte. acetj.com/Hyatt. Check it out. Riggins and the week in review.
And this is my song, it's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. Ace's baby Dax stopped by the studio yesterday, and I was really glad. He was throwing things and breaking stuff just like his dear old dad. It's true. You see where he gets it. Jason Kelsey announced his retirement. He was crying, but he wasn't hurt. He made the passionate, thoughtful announcement all in a sleeveless shirt. Kung Fu Panda 4 is out today, which I'd probably be exciting to your child. And considering how woke Hollywood is, Kung Fu Panda seems pretty wild.
And this is my song, it's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you.
Oscar Mayer introduced their first plant-based hot dogs. You'll be able to grab them this year with any luck. They're just like regular hot dogs, except these ones really suck. It's St. Patrick's Day next weekend, a Catholic holiday that was sacred, and we decided to honor St. Patrick by eating cabbage and getting wasted. March is Women's History Month. It's about time men see the light. I love to pay homage to incredible women through their windows in the dead of night. And
this is my song, it's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you.
Tomorrow is National Barbie Day. My mom saved hers and caught some flack. She tried to give them to my niece, and she was like, "Can I have the iPad back?" Jake Paul is fighting Mike Tyson in July, which was a really big surprise, and a massive payday included. It couldn't have happened to better guys. Last night was the State of the Union. I watched it as you should, but allow me to summarize it. We're not doing so good.
And this is my song, it's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Nice. There are things, times change. What once was okay becomes no longer okay anymore. Right or wrong, that's the way the world works. Time moves on. Time is undefeated. All the cliches. But what are some things that you look back on now and you even admit, woo, we did that then. They got away with that then. We can never do that today. Coming up next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin. Should you buy? Should you sell? How do I present my house if I do want to sell it? All of those questions can be answered by the experts, and they can take care of you with the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. The Temple team knows everything there is to know about selling, marketing, and buying houses. So get in touch with them today at acetj.com/Temple team. The Temple team at Keller Williams Realty.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
One of my favorite things about doing this for a living is the fact that you interact with people a lot of different ages who've had, and when we have shared experiences, it's fun to see how different everybody's experiences are. Because, I'll give you an example. When I was in the 4th grade, I had a teacher, and if you weren't paying attention, she would throw an eraser and hit you in the head. I've been hit, like, I'm not paying attention, and suddenly, poof, an eraser bounces off the side of my head. Now, it wasn't super painful, but it wasn't the most comfortable thing to ever have happen. So you knew, Miss Newton, you better pay attention, she's going to throw an eraser and hit you in the head. Now, I can only imagine that Riggins, when you or Rob were in elementary school in the 4th grade, the thought of a teacher throwing an eraser at you, that just wouldn't happen.
Oh, no, nuns would do some
right.
wild...
You went to Catholic school.
Yeah.
That's a different world, though.
Yeah, true.
That's a different world
than
your regular public school.
All I keep thinking is when I was in the 4th grade, I thought I was gay.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
From that Macklemore song.
But we posted this last night. So let's take out some of the ones like not riding without a seatbelt, or riding in the window of the car, riding in the bed of the truck. Those are common things. What did you do back in the day that would never fly today? Now, what's fun about this to me is back in the day could be the 80s, could be the 90s, could be 2010 for you. It just depends on what back in the day would be to your age. Why are you laughing, TJ?
Back in the day. It's just such a wide history of...
That's the beautiful... It's different for whatever your particular back in the day would be. And a couple of these jumped out. I'll just give you a few examples to kind of get us started. But one of my favorites was a lady who DM'd us and said, my gym teacher in elementary school would throw a ball at us while we were running laps to see if we were paying attention. I was in the 5th grade at the time. I jumped over the ball, and when I landed, the back of my foot caught the ball due to another student kicking it and caused me to fall. I caught myself with my hands. I went and told my teacher that my wrist was hurting. She looked at it and goes, I don't see anything wrong with it. Came home, told my parents. They took me to the orthopedist the next day, and it turns out my wrist was broken. I was put in a cast. Please post this anonymously.
It looks fine.
The teacher's like, you're okay. Nothing was wrong with it to me. Turns out the wrist is actually broken.
Yeah, well, I mean, our punishment at football practice was to withhold water.
Yeah.
And you're not getting water until you do it right in the Louisiana heat.
They
don't do that now.
When I was in the 7th grade boys basketball practice was before school. And because it was cold outside, it wasn't an all-enclosed school, so they would open the gym. So when the buses opened, kids would come in and hang out in the gym because that's where it was warm until class started. And we would be in there practicing while the whole school is in there. And one of the drills we did was a layup drill. And if you missed the layup, the coach stood at the basket with a paddle, and he hit you with a paddle. If you missed, as you ran by him, he would hit you with a paddle. Sometimes small to the back, sometimes your butt. Sometimes it might have been a shoulder, just kind of depended on if he was paying attention or not.
Spanked in front of the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we weren't allowed to have sex with the teachers nearly as much as they are now.
Different time now. So, at the Ace TJ show, I've already pulled some of these that are just phenomenal. What is it that used to happen back in the day that would never, ever, ever happen today? Get ready, because we're going to give you something you can talk about the rest of the day. Coming up next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
I just thought of a great example. What used to happen back in the day that would never happen today. I remember my ex-wife telling me when she was in high school, one of the vice principals would come by and to test whether or not the girl's jeans were too tight, if he could put his first two knuckles he had to be able to put the first two knuckles into the back of their pants. It's like the back of his hand resting against their back, small of their back, and I guess the top of their butt. I was like, what? She told me that one time, and I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, well, I mean, they didn't even do that at our school. And,
Yeah.
I don't think that was
she went.
ever.
She's from a different town,
Right.
Tioga, Louisiana.
Brooke said, when I was in elementary school, I think 5th grade, the man teacher passed out Valentines to the students and then gave every girl in the class a kiss on the cheek after he gave us our Valentines.
Oh, it's just a
And she said it was in the 80s. Of course, we didn't think anything of it, but that definitely would not happen today without him losing his job and possibly being arrested. Janine, we got to go to eat lunch at our teacher's house on Fridays in the 3rd grade. Each week, a couple of us got to go. I think we had to get so many points. My cousin was in the same class, and I remember that we went together. I just remember she had a loft and a ceiling fan in her apartment. I thought it was so cool. And lots of giggling that day.
Yeah. It's fun.
So with the teachers taking 3rd graders out of school and rewarding them, we're going to have lunch at my house today.
I went and spent the night with my 6th grade teacher and her husband one time because I was her favorite student, and she, told my mom I'd love to have him come visit us sometime, and so I went and spent the night at their house.
What?
Yeah.
Different time, wasn't it?
What?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
They didn't have kids, so.
I love this. Christine said, at the restaurant where my parents used to go, beer was served in metal buckets. And we would go get the buckets for the adults and then take them back for their refills. Then at the end of the night, we would turn the buckets back in for the deposit they had paid for them. And we'd get ice cream. We'd run back and forth with those buckets a few times each night. So the kids are, hey, run get us another bucket of beer. And the kid goes up to the counter and pays for that. Somebody else had that I've seen it before, the note from the parent to buy cigarettes.
Yeah, we didn't even have to have the note.
Yeah. I know. Remember buying cigarettes from my dad, and the guy would just look to see if he was sitting in the car outside. There you go. I was like, 7 or 8.
We'd ride our bicycles to the Winnie Mart. Just right. My mom needs cigarettes.
Is that a nickname for the Walmart?
No, it's a convenience store.
Oh.
Yeah.
Winnie Mart.
And Susan said, I talked a lot. My 1st grade teacher loved me, but I talked a lot. When the other kids got smacked with a yardstick while leaning over their desk, I had to stand at the chalkboard with my nose in a drawn circle.
Yeah, that was a big one.
The height always varied. Sometimes I'd be stooping. Sometimes I'd be on my tiptoes. It was pretty much torture.
Yeah. I saw that happen.
Yeah.
But again, never, ever would that happen today.
Too soft.
Yeah.
Yep.
And one lady said that in her class somebody stole something and nobody would admit to it, so they just took everybody outside and lined them up along the wall, and the teacher walks along. Everybody got
Everybody's getting hit.
Everybody's getting a lick.
Yeah.
Male, female, everybody's getting one until somebody tells me what just transpired. So on my new Ace and Friends podcast, my wife was here yesterday, and she and Riggins kind of got into it, which people seem to have loved. Next.
Missed part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
As a proven leader in managed IT services, CompuCom delivers innovative solutions designed for how you work today. They'll help you deliver results no matter where you are on your digital transformation journey. It's all at CompuCom. Go to CompuCom.com to find out more.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
So we've been a big week, a couple weeks for the Ace and TJ Show. We've launched a couple of new podcasts. TJ and Friends that airs live on our app every day at 10 Eastern, then it's downloadable as a podcast after. And then every day at 3 live on our app and downloadable as a podcast. It's the new Ace and Friends podcast. And my wife was here yesterday. We got a lot of great feedback. Like Jared said, I really enjoyed Ace and Friends today. Amanda was great. She seems to bring out the catty side of Riggins, which is very funny. Also, the bonus of hearing Dak scoot around in the background. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Jared. But that's a good question. Does my wife being here bring out the catty side of Riggins? We put a little clip from yesterday's social. Check this out. See what you think. We're walking the other day up the street to grab something to eat for our little Saturday night date night that we had. And Amanda said, "You hold my hand so loose."
Yeah. It's not like a very manly grip.
Okay, but her grip is very loose. So am I supposed to just squeeze her hand while her hand is hanging open?
He holds my hand like he is ready to let go of it at any time.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want to hold my hand. I need you to hold it.
What if I gotta let go of your hand quickly to jump into traffic and save you from being hit by a car?
Yeah.
Just two loose hands holding each other.
And then he's like, place your thumb this way. Just hold my hand.
I don't like if your thumb is in a weird spot, just let me move my finger around so I can. There's a right way and a wrong way, a comfortable way and a not so comfortable way to hold hands with somebody.
So more like interlocking or cupping.
Cupping.
I like cupping better too.
Yeah. I'm not a big interlocking. What, Regan?
She's got a lot of little things that would I go, shut up. I'm holding your hand. What? I'm doing that wrong? I'm holding your hand wrong?
Yes, I'm holding your hand.
You gotta learn to just go with the flow.
I'll hold my own hand.
You might end up doing that.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
I think Jared's right. Amanda being here does bring out the catty side of Brigham. Everything you need to know, the hottest topics that are trending, coming up next in Now Trending.
Miss part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com. It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime. Thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics. Neogenics.
If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
Well, I hate to start off Now Trending on a down note, but this is really sad news. Patricia Krenzel has dropped out of the U.S. Senate race. You might be, who's Patricia Krenzel? That's Tan Mom.
Yeah.
Tan Mom.
It's Patricia.
She's dropped out of the Senate race, so...
She realized she just wasn't going to win, so don't worry about it.
I don't know.
Or she lost the primary.
Is that right? Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
Out of Florida. She says Wendy Williams played a part in her decision to pull out. So says she realized she could end up like Wendy Williams, who struggles with alcohol abuse, according to Tan Mom. So I don't know. I think she'll be fine. She'll bounce back.
But here's the thing. She was running as a Republican, right?
I think believe so.
Yeah. And if I lived in Florida, if she would have won the primary, I'm voting for Tan Mom in the general, no matter who's running against.
No matter who she runs against.
Really?
Tan Mom? Yes, I would rather have Tan Mom as a Republican in there than the best that the Democrats have to offer.
It's Patricia.
Yeah, I'd be in there, putting aloe on her.
I look good.
I'd be her press secretary.
The NBA is catching a little bit of heat. They posted this picture of Steph Curry on the court, and this is not the original image. They photoshopped it to edit out this. This is the original photo of Steph on court doing his little golf swing pose. But what you can see in the background is a woman with some huge boobs that they're perfectly contained in her shirt. But I guess they didn't like the image that would portray. So they moved him a little bit further down the court.
It's kind of a halter top.
Yeah, I guess that's
she's
the best
wearing.
way to call it.
Tube top. But yeah, it's pretty low. It's barely covering the rules. But she's covered, and they didn't like that, so they edited her out of the footage.
Isn't there a dude also staring at her in the right in front of her?
Fully turned around.
Yeah, he is. I see him now. Yeah.
He's like, oh my
Probably
God.
just because she's being so loud, she's yelling. That's what he's looking at. He's like, who's doing all the yelling? Now, who did the editing? Who slut-shamed her is what I want to know.
Probably somebody on the digital
Somebody
team
with,
for
with the NBA. Yeah.
That's exactly what they did. They slut-shamed her.
Yeah, a lot of people loved the original image. They said the Earth is correcting itself.
Yeah, I mean, you got to let a woman be who she is.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's terrible what they're doing to her.
During Women's Month.
During Women's Month.
Women's History Month is exactly right. With Tesla coming up next.
Live in the morning and anytime you want it as a podcast. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help. Because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
The Ace and TJ show is brought to you by our friend Richard Ticcato. He's amazing. He's a mortgage expert. Ace and TJ, I've known him for a long, long time.
Richard.
I've used him for several things.
Ricardo Ticcato.
Yeah, absolutely. Open a home equity line. One short phone call is all it takes. acetj.com/Ticcato. Richard. So there's this guy named Matthew. Everybody's seen that Tesla Cybertruck that looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. It's squared off.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like any other pickup truck on the road. They only come in one color, stainless steel. It's bulletproof. And Elon Musk says, why would you want, Jay Leno asked, why would you want bulletproof windows? And he goes, because it's badass. That's why. I mean, that was kind of his.
It's a great answer.
Yeah, I mean, he's like,
because you know why? It is.
He goes, hey, let me ask you a question. Do you want your windows to not be bulletproof? That really stumped him. He goes, no, I guess I do. Yeah, you could shoot a gun at this thing. I mean, it's crazy looking, but a lot of people have complained about different things. There's this one guy named Matthew who posted a picture of his Cybertruck over the weekend, and this was his tweet. He said, I love Tesla and my Cybertruck, but it had a catastrophic failure with steering and brakes while on a road trip with my wife and toddler. Ooh. Pretty not good. Oh, and the service center is not open today. So people were quick to make fun of this guy, Matthew, saying, you had your wife and your toddler in the car, but you opened the tweet by saying, I love my Cybertruck. I love Tesla. But you just had a catastrophic failure with your steering and braking? Oh, man, you are really a Tesla, what they call a fanboy. It got so bad that he has taken down his entire ex-Twitter account. I mean, he's just removed himself from the internet because he was catching such flack for it. But that's kind of the fandom of Tesla. They are rabid. So do you have anything like that in your life? You are such a dedicated devotee of a certain brand or store or person. They could sit there and disrespect you to your face, spit on your mom, and you would still be devoted to them or that brand. I don't think I have many things like that. I love certain brands, but I don't have that level of devotion to any one person or thing.
And like your colleges don't count.
That's a good one. Yeah,
I wouldn't say LSU would be mine because they haven't invited me to speak yet, even though I've offered several times. But I'm still devoted to them with all my heart.
Even if they spit on your mama?
Even if they spit on my mom, I'd be like, she
whole
probably
damn
did something to
college.
deserve that.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Oh, that's terrible. So at the Ace TJ Show, what is that brand, person, or thing for you? We'll get your answers next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ Show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting, there's no appraisal. You know, I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Go get the Ace and TJ family app so you never miss a new Ace and TJ show, a new TJ's podcast, a new episode of Ace and Friends. All of it right there on the Ace and TJ family app, acetj.com/app. It's totally free. And what else in this world is free right now? Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
The Ace and TJ app is free. That's amazing. So what are you totally dedicated to? You are devoted to this one person, brand, store, anything. Like I said, they could spit on your mom and you would still support them. What is that thing for you? And we've got a lot of answers to this. Some of the standards are like Duke's Mayo, and obviously we live in the Southeast, so that's a common one. Yeah.
I miss Blue Plate Mayo.
That's another top one. Somebody said Blue Plate Mayo.
That's what we grew up with.
It's not Hellman's, is it?
No.
It's totally different.
No.
Yeah, somebody was asking that.
Yeah, that's like whenever I say is T.I. Pharrell.
Yeah, right. Never really can tell. Dana said Rebel Green cleaning products. I've been using them for 15 years. So that's all I use. Boom. Perfect. Some of this stuff, like Scott toilet paper, Whitney says. Now, Scott toilet paper, that stuff is like not good, right?
Yeah.
That stuff is super thin, isn't it?
You can get different plies, I think.
Can you?
Yeah.
Different people have different.
Yeah, some people don't like soft toilet paper.
Oh, no?
No.
I like it.
They're called sadists.
Yeah, masochists.
I like sandpaper toilet paper.
She's using half ply.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what kind of Scott toilet paper
I
is.
use toilet paper. I use Taco Bell napkins.
Oh, God.
I think that's preferable. Here, Tommy says, Ace and TJ, 20 years plus, dedicated. So you could spit on Tommy's mom and he would still support you. I love that. That's a real fan.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Tommy.
I don't think Ace and TJ would spit on your mom, but...
I don't know.
course, yeah.
Depends on what she said.
Yeah.
I was going to say, of course not.
Yeah, it was
Come
definitely
out
not
talking trash. You never know.
Gail said Lipton tea bags. I got to agree with. Perfect. Clausen Pickles, Rayo's jarred sauces. If you can't make your own spaghetti sauce at home, which you should be doing, get the Rayo's one. That's the best, hands down. It's not even close. Just do it.
Yeah, we use that pizza sauce.
It's really good. It's really good.
I need to try that.
Yeah. Mark, Folgers Coffee. That's a Louisiana thing, isn't it? Folgers? They down
I
there?
don't think so. No.
Yeah, we
Oh,
liked
no?
that growing up. Yeah,
Best part of waking
that's
up.
what my mom always drank.
Yeah. What else here? I don't know. There's so many. At the Ace TJ Show, if you have one to add of your own. Speaking of Louisiana, I saw something crazy. Well, I heard something crazy in the background yesterday on the television about Louisiana. I think it's going to make your skin crawl. Next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting, there's no appraisal. I think somebody didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So there are a couple of things happening this morning. Red Robin is introducing 30 different bottomless menu items.
30 different bottomless menu items.
Used to just be the fries. They were like, you know what? We had such a hit with the fries. Let's introduce 29 more bottomless menu items.
They're number one on the list is ice.
Yeah, they might be like splitting hairs.
What else are you getting? 29 other bottomless items. Like what?
Everything you could imagine. Garlic, Parmesan broccoli, steamed broccoli, house salads, coleslaw, chips, garlic fries, sweet potato fries.
Servers?
Drinks, though.
No bottomless servers?
No.
Oh.
Raspberry lemonade, caramel apple lemonade, freckled lemonade, sunset
so
lemonade.
drinks.
So they count every single drink as a new item.
Or the sides.
But all the sides. Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese and bottomless?
Yeah.
Boy, come on now.
I figured you love Red Robin. I figured this would be like right up your alley. Steak fries.
You have just changed Rob's entire weekend right now.
I bet they don't have bottomless onion rings, though, do they?
That is not on the list.
I thought they did have that, though. I could be wrong.
But would you go, Rob, just to get bottomless mac and cheese and a burger?
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you that mac and cheese is expensive.
Is it really?
If you ate as much as you wanted to at home, you'd be out, I don't know, $1.71 maybe.
You're going to break the bank.
There's a reason why they always have a ton of Kraft macaroni and cheese at the food bank. Because it's not expensive.
So, some people are really excited about that.
That is a great take. That is a great take, TJ.
It's like driving 2 hours to get a free donut. This was worth it. Spent $20 in gas to get a $2.15 donut.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime. Thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics.